Hello everyone and welcome back to the In Theory channel, where we talk about various animated movie franchises and we create theories about those franchises. Today we're going to take a look at the Pixar theory, and more specifically the new movie Elemental and how it could correlate with the Pixar theory. But before we do, let's roll the intro. If you're not familiar with the Pixar theory, it was created by John Negroni, and it suggests that all of the Pixar movies are connected into one giant timeline with an overarching theme and grander scheme. There is a lot to the Pixar theory, and while I could spend a long time getting you up to par, the SuperCarlinBrothers have done an excellent job of breaking down the Pixar theory in its entirety in their video titled The Complete Pixar Theory. So before we dive into my own theory, please pause this video, check in the description, click the link, and watch the SuperCarlinBrothers video. Once you're up to date, let's get started. So when it comes to fitting in a new Pixar movie into the theory, there's usually 3 questions you have to ask. When does the movie take place? Where does the movie take place? And how does it connect with the rest of the Pixar films? With Elemental, however, the first 2 questions are a little different than the rest. Similar to the movie Soul, I believe Elementals takes place all the time and everywhere. I believe the elementals in the movie are the actual elements here on Earth, fire, water, earth, and air, that exist alongside the other creatures of Earth. I believe, however, that they cannot communicate and might best be compared to ghosts in our world. They exist alongside us, but we cannot interact with them. So I believe that takes care of the when and where of the Pixar theory for Elemental. But what about that third question? How does it connect to the rest of the films? As we see from the trailer, the elementals themselves seem to have some kind of hierarchy or division. Fire stays with fire, water stays with water, earth stays with earth, and air stays with air. And the elements never mix.
But we all live by one simple rule.
Elements cannot mix.
The premise of the movie seems to be that they don't interact with each other, and we see tension between the different elemental types. However, we see a fire creature and a water creature interact, despite their type's disapproval. And although we don't get a whole lot from the trailer, we do see hints of the elementals leaning towards a certain personality trait. More on that later. How does this connect to the greater Pixar theory? Well, in previous Pixar movies, we've seen various creatures with magical abilities. I believe that the elementals might be the source of these powers. In other words, the creatures in the Pixar universe have magical powers because of the elementals. However, my theory doesn't stop there. Remember when I said that the different elemental types lean towards a certain personality trait? I believe that the emotions humans possess, along with the elementals together, give the humans the ability of magic. And this is how it works. I believe that each elemental corresponds with a certain emotion. We see that the fire creatures have a more...
We run a little hot.
Attitude. Water seems to be on the more safe side. Earth corresponds with disgust, and air tends to be more anxious. So if you're a human where in your head anger seems to be the more dominant emotion, you will tend to have fire powers. And this goes for the rest of the emotions and their respective elements. This is kind of supported in Incredibles 2, where Jack doesn't quite have a personality type. He's not quite old enough to have the islands of personality yet. So he is shown to have all the possible elemental magical power types. I can hear you through the screen screaming about Joy. What about Joy? What power does she represent? I believe if Joy doesn't play a dominant role in your mind like it does for Riley, this is where we get evil characters. Joy actually sets your alignment. Syndrome is just someone who doesn't have joy as a predominant emotion inside of their head. So what do you guys think about this theory? The elementals are what cause magic, and your emotions tell you what magic you can use. I personally think it fits pretty well, and I think I did a pretty good job of placing elementals in the timeline without having that question of how are fire and water creatures present in the Pixar world. I mean, throughout none of the movies in the timeline, we've never seen creatures like that. If you'd like to add on to this theory, please leave a comment below. Or if you think you have a counter argument that opposes this theory, comment that as well. I'd like to hear what you have to say. That's how I think elementals fits in with the Pixar theory. I hope you enjoyed the discussion. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this, and we will see you in the next episode.